Breaking news: President Trump announces that he will appoint a manufacturing ambassador who is tasked to travel around the globe and to recruit manufacturers who would relocate or build up their manufacturing facilities in the USA. And some people think this is a continuation of the American First policy, and this could be a stimulation and encouragement for the global company to set up their facilities in the United States, and this could be a attempt to create more job opportunities and to stimulate the economy growth through manufacturing. And also some people think that have a dedicated role to streamline the entire process, to provide incentives, to reduce the friction of regulation. And this person can be looking for companies to invest in the United States, and also simplifying all the regulations. Or they can talk about and custom made a deal that is in favor for the company's relocation. However, some people might question this effectiveness and practicality, because manufacturing is a complex operation. Many of the major manufacturers have already moved out of the United States. Particularly, manufacturing involves labor cost and trade policies and regulations. Mostly is about cost of making goods. And some people doubt that having this role is actually, it only offers diplomatic persuasion, but manufacturing is actually about the cost. And some people think this is an oversimplification for the supply chain, because nowadays the corporations are operating across the globe, and actually the supply chain could be extremely complicated in the entire global network system. This leads to the increase of tensions because the manufacturers already have their locations set up across the globe. So in summary, while the idea of bringing back manufacturing and this setting up of this role ambassador of manufacturing is really resonating with Trump's promise to bring back manufacturing jobs back to the United States. However, the real world effectiveness is actually a matter of execution, and how with such a precision really can broaden the economic policies and really create an environment for the manufacturer to reside in the United States. My experience is that I've been working for the footwear manufacturing sector for over a decade, and actually we are a very labor intensive industry, meaning that like 35 years ago the footwear manufacturing started from Taiwan, from Japan, and then move on to Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, and now India, and many other of the Southeast countries. So it is a very labor intensive industry, and the most important factor to decide the cost of making shoes is a labor, because most of the process are done with human hands, and human are very expensive in advanced. Human labor is very expensive in advanced countries like United States, European, and some of the more modern countries. So the footwear manufacturer would always migrate, every decade to countries where the cost is less. So of course, automation is a very important part. However, automation really depends on what industries are working for. If it's car or semiconductor, automation does make a lot of sense, because these products are more standardized. These products have uniform design. The process are much easily to be replaced by robots, arms, and by machines. However, shoemaking is an art, and also a very labor intensive process, because most of the shoe structures is layers of materials and soft. So it's very difficult to automate the entire process of shoemaking. Yeah, you can automate some process. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that Trump's idea to bring out this manufacturing ambassador, I think that's a good move to encourage the manufacturer to set up in the US and really create more job. And it really depends on the industries, depends on the sectors. Some sectors are easier to have automation or machines they really can minimize their use of labor, and many of the people hired would be like technicians who maintain the machines, or the supervisors, managers to run the company. But the basic level of labor, maybe if you live in the United States, and you wouldn't imagine how cheap and what cheap needs to be for example, the footwear manufacturer needs to find these labor sources so they can continue to make a minimum profits from the OEM industry. So to some point, I think that the real gist of the real essence is to identify the industries or the companies that are suitable to set up in the United States. And I'm from Taiwan. We have TSMC, and they have the deal with the US government to set up a plant there in the United States. But I think that's more than just that's more of a demonstration for political partnership, and there are many complex reasons behind that decision and behind business adventure. So probably we're not gonna talk about that today, but definitely share with me your comments and how you think about this manufacturing ambassador.